Some of the best 3D platformers ever made are back in the form of Super Mario Galaxy 1+2 bundle on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. These games are absolutely beloved in the 3D Mario franchise, and everyone talks very, very highly about these two particular Wii games. And now they've been ported over to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2, but there are some gripes that I have with this particular port. So today I'm going to be breaking down Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle and talk about whether or not it's worth picking up for you on your Nintendo Switch or your Nintendo Switch 2. So make sure you sub for more videos like this in the future. I talk Switch stuff all the time, but let's get into it. So first, I want to talk about the pricing because that seems to be the big glaring issue with this particular game. The game's coming in at $70 for the bundle. If you get the physical bundle or buy the bundle on the Nintendo eShop, it is $70 for these two games together. Or you can buy them each individually at $40 for each game on the eShop, which I won't lie, it is a bit expensive for these two particular ports, especially if you already have Mario Galaxy in the form of the Mario 3D All-Stars bundle. So why did I pick up this game if I think the price is a little bit high? Well, I've never played Mario Galaxy 2. I never had it on the Wii, so I don't have a Wii physical version of Mario Galaxy 2 to justify me not wanting to pick this game up. And I am a physical collector. I enjoy having the physical copies of games that are available. So for me personally, I was more than happy to pick up this particular game at that price point in order to experience Mario Galaxy 2, but also to check out some of the features that are available in the Switch 2 version, because there are some additional bonuses. And those bonuses come in the form of improved visuals on the Nintendo Switch 2, which is where I am playing these games. And I wanted to see both Mario Galaxy as well as Mario Galaxy 2 with these improved visuals. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. I'm just here to tell you how these games are running on the Nintendo Switch 2, so that way you can make an educated decision on whether or not these games are worth picking up for yourself. So first, let's talk about visuals and performance. First off, both games play great on the Switch 2. I noticed no frame dips or anything like that, which is pretty much expected with a port of a Wii game to this kind of hardware. But the upgraded visuals are really where this game shines. Now, I already thought both Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 have aged really well. The art style of both games, I feel, still looks fantastic today, even on the Wii version. However, I will say that the bump to 4K on the Switch 2 looks absolutely stunning and great for both of these games. It's definitely an improvement over the version of Mario Galaxy that we got in that 3D All-Stars bundle. The games are both bright and colorful and a treat on the eyes, making them a blast to revisit or play for the first time on the Switch 2. Now, as far as how they are improved on the Switch 1, I have heard that they are using some upscaling tech to get the games to look better on the Switch 1. They don't have the 4K visuals, but I have heard that they are looking much crisper on the Nintendo Switch 1, and I believe Digital Foundry actually broke this down. But what I think is the most important thing with the Mario Galaxy bundle is how these games are actually playing on the Switch and the Switch 2 hardware in the form of the control scheme, because these games are Wii games, which means they were designed with the Wii remote and the sensor bar in mind, meaning that we kind of have to adjust how this game plays in order to play them on the Nintendo Switch 2. They had to make some tweaks to how everything controls, and there are three main control schemes for the Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 games on the Nintendo Switch 2. Those control schemes are the Pro Controller, the Split Joy-Con feature, or the Handheld gameplay mode. And I definitely think there is a clear winner as far as which one of these is the best way to play these ports, but we'll talk about that here in a second because we're going to break each one down. So first, I want to talk about the Pro Controller. Now, I tested this out because I wanted to feel how the game would play if you wanted a more traditional control scheme, and honestly, I was pretty surprised. It felt good to play the game in this way. It didn't feel great, but it felt good. You control Mario exactly how you'd expect to if you played other games like Mario Odyssey, but you can use the Pro Controller gyro controls in order to collect the star bits in the world around you, and all of this works pretty well. I was able to play and enjoy the game in this way just fine, but I will say that the gyro controls can be a bit finicky with the Pro Controller when trying to collect those star bits, so just be aware it is not as smooth an experience with the Pro Controller that I was hoping for, but it is more than playable and enjoyable in this fashion. Now let's talk about split Joy-Cons. Now, honestly, this is hands down the best way to play these ports on the Switch or the Switch 2, mainly because it is the closest way to how the Wii actually played. The split Joy-Con allows you to collect those star bits way more effectively than the gyro controls do on the Pro Controller, making you feel like you have way more control over the cursor on the screen, which is especially helpful when using Yoshi in Mario Galaxy 2. Once again, it's not perfect. These games were designed with the Wiimote and that sensor bar in mind, not these IR-controlled Joy-Con motion controls, but I did occasionally find myself using the right trigger to reset my cursor on a couple of the levels, but in my opinion, overall, this is the optimal way to play these ports. I felt like this was just way better than the Pro Controller, hands down. The final way to play, like I mentioned, is handheld play, and I felt like this was really important to talk about because this game is available on the original Nintendo Switch, and there are people out there who only have access to a Nintendo Switch Lite. Now, this, in my opinion, is the absolute worst way to experience these particular games. They are playable in handheld mode, but just like with the Pro Controller, you have to use the gyro controls in order to collect the star bits around you, so you'll constantly be moving your entire Switch console all over the place to collect them. So despite this being playable in this way, it just felt less than ideal in my personal opinion. So if you're someone who only has access to a Switch Lite, you may want to sit this one out. You'll have to make that decision for yourself, but I just did not enjoy how the game felt in this particular way. Now, there is another form of controls. However, this is locked to the multiplayer component, the 2-player component, and it adds mouse controls to the Nintendo Switch 2 version, but we won't really get into that because I didn't participate in this, and I kind of think it's silly that they didn't add some sort of mouse controls to the actual base version of these games for single player. So ultimately, what are my thoughts on Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2? The big thing is I'm happy with my purchase. As someone who's never played Mario Galaxy 2, I'm really excited to explore the rest of the game in split Joy-Con mode. And as a physical game collector, I'm really glad I got to add it to my collection. The price is high for this. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not, but each person kind of has to watch this video or other reviews and weigh in on whether or not this is actually worth it to them. And for me personally, it was. Both games look great in 4K and still to this day have some of the best 3D platforming action on the market. However, I will once again say that I feel handheld mode is really less than ideal for these particular games. So just keep that in mind, Switch Lite owners. This may be something that you want to sit out on or maybe find a review specifically for the Switch Lite. So for me personally, this was totally worth it. I'm very happy with my purchase, but you have to decide. So let me know in the comments below. Do you think that these games are worth it at the price that they're at on the Nintendo Switch 2 and the Nintendo Switch? Let me know all of your thoughts on this game. It is very divisive right now online. People are having a lot of opinions about these particular ports, so I'm keen to see what everybody has to say. Please keep it civil in the comments though, because this is video games we're talking about. It's not that deep. We don't have to be mean to one another. We can just express our thoughts in the comments below while being nice to one another. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it helps me out, helps the video out, and helps the channel out immensely. You can also check out the member service if you're interested in getting additional content out of me. That is an additional way to support the channel, not a required thing at all, but just something there that I like to bring up. You can also check out Advanced. They have energy drinks and they are the energy drink partner for the channel. You can get energy, hydration, protein, whatever you need, but I do recommend being 18 plus for any of those caffeinated purchases. And you can use code Nico for 10% off your order over there. And finally, you can check out the Discord with people over there hanging out, talking Nintendo Switch 2 all the time. Check that out if you're interested in joining just a chill Nintendo community. But like I said, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.